name is Andrea González. I'm a student at UCLA Anderson FEMBA, which is the fully employed or part-time program that we have. And I'm also an intern at Amazon for the summer here in Seattle. So today I will be taking over this account and showing you what a day in my life looks like. So I actually already started my day a little bit earlier today. I had a meeting with my team from BCO, which is our business creation option. This is our capstone project for our MBA. At UCLA, we have several options of what project do we want to use sort of as a thesis, like to be able to graduate. And we chose to launch a company. We will be working for the summer and then also during fall quarters. So we can make a pitch to some investors and try to get the company to launch within this period of time. My team is called Mindfoods at the moment. That's the name of our brand. We're specializing in snack bars using as our main ingredient amaranth, which is an ingredient that it's superfood and it's very common in Mexico and other countries of Latin America, but not so much in the US. So we are right now conducting primary and secondary research. So you can follow us here on Instagram.
With what time?
Okay, yeah.
So although Amazon offices are not yet still fully open, I chose to work to do my internship in a hybrid mode, so coming and relocating to Seattle, because I really wanted to get to know the city. I wanted to get to know the office, and some of my coworkers are actually also there. And it's also easier to concentrate when I'm in the office. At least I get some fresh air. After almost a year and a half of just doing work from home, it was pretty important to me to be able to get a grasp of the whole Amazon culture and the vibe that the city had and everything. So today, basically, my plan is I'm gonna go to work. I'm already done with my school meetings and a couple of things that I had to do for classes, and now I'm gonna go to the office. So meet Zoe. Zoe decided that it was a good idea to come to Seattle too, right? We flew from Mexico City to Seattle, and she comes to me. She comes with me to work. She's got here her Amazon tag. It's part of the Wolf Pack. So she gets a little bit bored sometimes in the office, but there's some pretty cool dog related perks that we really appreciate. So she's gonna join me too. So the whole application part at Amazon was really hard. I wouldn't say that it's difficult. It was just a lot of work that I had to put into it. I had help from career services at school, but I ultimately ended up applying on my own. I had the test that they do maybe around December or November of last year. And after that, I had the interviews were scheduled for me around February, I guess. And they were stressful interviews, but they also took a lot of preparation from my side. I actually asked for days off from work so I could prepare accordingly. And, I just wanted to have my fully attention dedicated to the recruitment process. And that's something that is a challenge as a part-time MBA, because you've got work and, you've got school, and it's hard to make a stop. And actually, when you're pursuing your goal, right? So I tend to take days off if I'm recruiting process, or maybe also when I'm doing exams, like preparation for exams or big projects. I tend to do that. I really prefer to be fully focused, especially when you have so many things that are important for you. As you can see, Seattle is the kind of place you just see dogs everywhere. So right next to the spheres, in between these two buildings, you can find a banana stand. And you can get a free banana from here, which is pretty awesome. Hi. Zoe, I just went out to lunch really close to Amazon buildings, and I'm here with two co-workers. Say hi, guys. So this is Aaron.
Yeah, I'm Aaron. I'm an account manager for the tools department.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Ingrid. I'm an MBA intern with Primer Drone Delivery.
She's also UCLA Anderson, and we're having some really good food. You want to take a look here? It's our food. There are some days that I decide to walk to work, and some other ones that I decide to take the bus or take my bike or something. Overall, Seattle is a pretty walkable city. But well, I want to use this time to tell you a little bit more about myself. So I studied my undergrad, a bachelor in international business at Tec de Monterrey, which is a pretty big university in Mexico City. And then I decided to enter the workforce at P&G and later at Mattel, the toy company. I then decided about 2 years ago that I wanted to start my MBA. And to be honest, at first I was looking at different universities and I wanted to know like what made them different. I did know, and that was for certain, that I wanted to study at a good university. That's why I chose to study in the US. But I was also feeling a little bit apprehensive or maybe insecure about leaving the workforce for full 2 years and coming and like graduating with no, like it was just a lot to sacrifice. That's what I thought. I was looking at some one-year programs in the US. I was also looking at European universities. And then I stumbled upon UCLA fully employed program, and I really liked it because students still had a lot of the opportunities that the full-timers did. You could even take classes with them, participate in case competitions, access to career services. Everything was pretty much like the same, but just like spaced out a little bit more into time. They also had the option for a hybrid mode, which was what accommodated to me perfectly. This meant that I would only be traveling to LA every 3 weeks for a full weekend and, taking classes those weekends. So at the time that I started, my goal was to actually transfer within Mattel to a US-based position, considering they were also located in González. So that seemed like a very natural flowing plan. However, as with pandemic and everything, we transitioned to virtual mode. And then there was also, with my plan, nothing had moved. Like my company wasn't transferring me at the moment, so I had to make a decision. And I decided to start applying for internships. I decided that I wanted to pursue a career in the US, and this meant that I had to leave my job. So I started applying to different internships, which are a great way of, as an international student, getting into the US workforce. And I ultimately landed at Amazon. We are now walking over to the bus stop, and you can see how beautiful South Lake Canyon over there. That's South Lake Canyon, and this is Lake Canyon, which is a pretty cool spot to do all kinds of water activities and, just have a nice time too. Up to now, you've seen a little bit of what a day in my life looks like. You've learned a little bit of my background and the kind of stuff that I'm doing at Amazon. I'm just going to take some time to take a look at your questions, the ones that were submitted to me. And I also want to take a little bit of time in telling you about a very special entrepreneurship project that I have in Mexico City. Okay, so first I'm going to leave you with these clips that I recorded back in Mexico City when I was home. It's a very special project. It has to do with early childhood development. And basically I've done this all with my mom and also using the network that I have in Mexico. I will leave you some of their accounts here in case you ever need like some help or you have any project over there in Mexico. But, I feel pretty happy about this project. Hope you like it. And now I will tell you about another project that I have. So I'm entrepreneurship with my mom, who is driving right now. So I'll tell you about the story in a bit. So my mom had been working on early childhood development for like 20 years. Sí, 20 años. So when the pandemic hit, it was a mess because a lot of kids and the parents had, of course, like priorities, and they stopped coming. So my mom and me, we decided to start a new project. We rebranded, we separated from the franchise that we had, and that's how Mili was born. You can see it. We're really proud, and I think that a lot of the things that I learned in business school helped me to help you to have a new place with a new brand. So we're really proud. This is the entrepreneurship project that I was talking about, and we're really happy about it. I'll show you a little bit more of more clips, so you can, get as excited as we both are.
Entonces el sistema digestivo no puede hacer completamente su función. Vamos, estiro piernitas, estiro sus brazos. Lo puedo hacer en la postura de gato. Vamos a inhalar, inhalo. Aquí podemos abrir un poquito las piernas a absorber. Recuerden que todavía absorber todavía.
We're actually trying to change all of these colors that are very bright for more neutral tones, but we're still missing some things like this furniture. But it's an advancement and it looks really nice, so I'm very excited. Te presto una pelota, Antonella. ¿Qué es eso? So my experience at UCLA Anderson so far has been really good. I really enjoy having such talented classmates. I love a lot of the professors that have taught me. I think that I've really learned a lot. And the way that I can see that is because I've been able to apply that knowledge either in my full-time job, at my previous company, or for the internship, or even like in my entrepreneurship projects, right? I also like that we have several options. For example, I took the business creation option as a capstone project, but some other classmates chose to do consultation for other companies, or they choose to do like asset management portfolios. So there's a lot of options there. I already talked really briefly about how did I land my internship, but basically I just applied to the position. My program specifically is retail leadership development. So it's pretty cool because it's a program in which we have the internship. Then, like if you get hired, you have about 2 different rotations in the 3 years that the program lasts. And it's like a pretty good way of entering into Amazon for MBA students. I first did the online assessment, which was kind of weird. I didn't know if I had nailed it or not. And then I did the 4 interviews. It took a little bit of time between the time that I made the online assessment and then the interviews. But that meant that I had more time to prepare. Basically, I did a matrix. So this matrix or table that I was talking about, I basically had on the y-axis all of the leadership principles that they have at Amazon. And then on the x-axis, I had like a different situations for like spheres in my life, like Andrea as a student, Andrea as a manager, Andrea as like different things that I would do, like as an entrepreneur and so on. And I would try to think about stories that were related to those. Some of them were like shared, like you could tell one story and then relate it to a couple of behaviors or stuff like that, or maybe for one behavior I had like 2 or 3 stories that could go with it, and that gave me a lot of confidence in way like to prepare for the interviews, which once I got there, that was good that I was prepared because I had fresh stories. I didn't have to waste too much time in thinking about them, but then also the questions that they ask are not that straightforward. And to finish up, I have this really cool question that they asked me. It's talking about what is my biggest driver to get where I'm at. I think that I've always been really ambitious in wanting to accomplish more in life, and I'm really interested in learning more and to learning also like about other people. Like I don't think that I'm an expert at anything. I just like the learning experience, but definitely my support network has always been there for me. my friends and my family, like overall, my classmates, everyone is very like understanding, and they know that sometimes it might be not as easy for me, especially talking another language or like coming from a different background. So it's always nice to be recognized in that way and be pushed forward. And well, of course, back home, I have all my friends and family that sometimes, even when my parents might not understand the extent of all that I'm doing, they are always there for me, either just like taking me food or taking me to tests, or my friends pushing me to study harder, or practicing with me for interviews. I actually had a friend that when I wasn't getting, like, in a point that I wasn't getting any interviews scheduled, I was really nervous, and she bet with me like $1,000 that you will at least get one interview. And that same night, I got Amazon scheduled. So that definitely helps. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's definitely been a fun experience to show you around and to answer to your questions. And feel free to reach out to me in case you have any questions, like on application process for jobs, for like schools or whatnot. I'm an open book. And also feel free to go and follow both my entrepreneurship projects, the Amaranth-based bars that we're creating as part of our MBA at Anderson. And then also I'm the co-founder of Mili. I've already talked about it. And if you have a good idea, or if you know someone in Mexico that might be interested in connecting with us, here's to the Instagram handle. Thank you very much. Bye.